Majo John Madden in the harbor area, Marina Naval, the Puerto de Veracruz, Mexico. It's a big Navy base out here. There's 3 boats idling over there that periodically run personnel out to the Navy ships out there. So that might happen while I'm talking. It's a very exciting place to be. I've been here for just over 2 months. And my favorite city in Mexico so far. This is the follow-on to a short I just shot as I was walking down that street over there, where I very seriously commented, I've been a rock star out there. In spite of the fact that I had very little sleep, I've been out there getting things done. 2 hours at the OXXO store getting my phone charged because my battery is dead. I do now have the money to pay a taxi 100 pesos and they'll jumpstart me. But I was proud of myself. So as I was walking down the street, I went, man, what looks wrong about my car? The back door had been open wide the whole 2 hours. Yeah. And I said, before having looked, I said, you know, a couple of times when I very conspicuously said, hey, Mexicans just don't steal. I trust Mexicans. Somebody stole. The first was pretty serious. It was my iPhone, and I was asking for it. I was leaving it unattended, and some guy had seen that, and he took advantage of it, and he knew what he was doing. He got it shut off, unfindable, etc. It was a big setback because I still haven't been able to replace it, and it was like 6 months ago because it's expensive. I have a secondary phone that only works on Wi-Fi. The second one was just a few days ago. I was going to the beach in Boca Del Rio, and there's hardly anybody on the beach. And I said, I'm going to leave I don't feel like carrying my flip-flops. I'm going to leave them right here next to the stairs, put them, one day I had buried them under the sand. I said, that's ridiculous. Just set them right here, they'll be fine. 20 minutes later, they were gone. Somebody took them. So, there are people out there who will steal. Yeah, there are. It's untrue what so many Mexicans and so many people in the world say, oh, there's a lot of bad people out there. That's not true. It's a very small exception. There's a great podcast on National Public Radio, Throughline, that traces the history of current issues. And the issue was human nature, and it's called When Things Fall Apart. When things fall apart, do people revert to the jungle and savagery and loot and kill and stuff? The idea behind that is the thin veneer of civilization, and unless you have a strong government and strong police, people will just go out of control. And the alternative theory is no. Even the data seems to say that people are naturally good, and when the chips are down, people take care of each other. There's a lot to indicate that. Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans is a classic example where there was a certain amount of looting and stuff, but mostly people heroically looked out for each other, even when the government was really bungling the whole operation. So I believe that. And when sweet, spiritual, intelligent Mexican people give to me the old saw, there's a lot of mal hombres out there. You got to watch your money, watch your back. I'll say, hey, I want to be careful. I want to not take stupid risks. But, you know, when you told me that the Coppel store in Martinez, if you take a lot of money out, there will be people watching for who's walking away from the bank with a lot of money. They will follow you, stab you, take your money. And so I did a spoof video from that exact lobby, which was 2-hour bus ride from where I was staying. And I said, hey folks, will you help me look around this lobby of the bank area of the Coppel store for hardened criminals that might take my money? And it was so obvious that they were just humble working class people trying to get their money at the first of the month. Yeah, like I was. But you get burned. And Brene Brown says, the great dialectic is between open heart and solid boundaries. You got to keep them in dialectic, find the right balance. And in so many ways, I've gotten ferocious with my boundaries. Don't mess with me. Don't tell me what to do. Oh, all my friends have heard that from me. But I also love people incredibly more all the time, and I can get burned, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Get back on the horse and ride. You know, all the people who say to me, because I was bitten by a dog or scared by a dog, I insist that every dog stay on a leash all the time for their whole life. And I'm going to, by God, make sure that happens. And I've even said to people, how recent was that bite? A couple of years ago. Yeah, what have you done to heal it? Because they're really pretty good at healing that kind of trauma these days. They got that stuff down to a science. Well, no, I shouldn't have to do that. And I used to have a terrific scar here. It's mostly gone. I got bitten by a dog a few months ago, and I was foolish because I adore dogs, and this poor dog is tied up all the time because he had bitten somebody. And I inquired, well, has there been any indication he might do it again? No, we don't know. Well, was he provoked? Yeah, a guy was poking him with a stick, and I said, yeah, okay, you know, how do we know? So I was feeding him treats at a distance, and he was fine, he seemed to like that. And one day I said, this dog is a pussycat. I am going to have this dog eating out of my hand. And I held out some meat or something in my hand, and he looked at it, and I dropped it, and he ate it. I held it out again, and he looked at it, dropped it, and he ate it. I held it out a third time, and he says, you asshole, I bite people. And he bit me. It was a nasty bite. Everybody thought it was going to have trouble healing, but it healed really great. So, am I afraid of dogs? No. I'm more wary about offering a strange dog something out of my hand. Yeah. And that dog, by the way, had a horrendous life. He was tied up on a 20-foot tether, 24/7 for life. He was serving a life sentence. And he was a frustrated and angry dog. Wonderful with his family. They loved him, he loved them. But anybody else, you know, no. So I was stupid. I'm smarter now. But do I feed street dogs? Sure. Do I pet street dogs, approaching very warily and, you know, just let them smell my hand and stuff? Yeah, I do, because most of them are desperate for that. Or else they've given up entirely and don't know what the concept is anymore. Life humbles me again and again and again. One of the great dialectics in my life is I woke up 4.5 years ago. I'm a different kind of being. I know that I'm completely one with all of reality all the time. I'm essentially never afraid, never sad. Courage, like I can't understand where it's coming from. When life tells me to jump, I do it. When life says insert yourself in that situation and stop something bad from happening, I do it. Almost just effortlessly, just without thinking about it. Sometimes afterwards I'm scared, like, what the fuck did you just do? But it's just, life just keeps throwing me. And on the other side, I'm so fucking stupid, because I do still get run most of the time by the dualistic mind, the ego. You got to be dualistic to negotiate a dualistic world. You can't grok and love the bus that's coming at you. No, you stay separate from it. You judge it as dangerous. So you have to do judgment. You have to be judicious. Yeah. So it's a great balancing act. And a long time ago I said that if I wrote my memoir, it would be 1,001 humiliations. That life just smacks me down again and again. And that's the nature of things, because we're stupid. And life has to hold up a mirror and say, do you see what you're not seeing? No, you don't, and you don't even know what you're not seeing. Whenever I think I've got a person or a situation down, I somehow get the information that, whoa, there's more going on here than I realize. I'm missing a piece of the information. Thich Nhat Hanh, my old teacher, used to say, modern science is showing that the entire universe is present in the DNA of a mote of dust. And we think we know the person in the passenger seat next to us. Right. Wake up. So waking up, I woke up. Yeah, I did. But it happens again and again and again. It's layers after layers after layers. That was just elementary school in wake-up camp. Yeah. The difference is I never hate myself. And when I get revealed as being stupid, I just laugh. It's hysterical, because look at us. Look at goofballs we are. Yeah, that's not just me. I don't take it personal. No, it's a human situation. Yakety, 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 yak. It does show that I didn't have enough sleep last night because I'm talking super fast. And I'm going to end super fast, just 10 minutes. Anybody who's still on the line, thank you for sticking with me. Leave a comment if you would. God, I love comments. All right, bye.